Papi? Back at ya.
Another week,
With
another show.
legally available musigas. Okay? We call this guy Roberto Povida. You know what I'm saying? He said, all right,
Use it
use it, don't abuse it.
post fight, man.
Post fight, exactly,
good-
man.
What'd you think?
It was a great fight night.
Right?
Great fight night. But for sure, let's have more of these. Huh?
Yeah.
Dana White, like, for sure, let's have more of these. Like, this is exactly what we fucking needed the whole fucking time. How dare you deprive us to, who was that fucking guy that was fighting last time?
Whitaker.
Broner.
Oh, you're not talking about the title fight.
No. Not Whitaker. Remember, we're gonna watch it. It was like a fight night.
Oh, I don't
And it
remember
was
their
like-
names. That's how fucking bad it was. What are
Yeah.
you
So
talking about?
there you go.
Yeah.
You go. So if like you're actually a very educated dude. So
Try to
like
be.
the fact that you know as much as you know
Yeah.
is way more than anybody else,
Okay.
right? Yeah, man. I think that was the best. What are you whining about? We had
Best event so far, like that we have live hosted.
for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Most successful on our end and the UFC's end. Shout out. We had some fallen soldiers tonight, just like last time, the Tyrant and the Stipe.
Yep.
We got some fallen stars. Masvidal, retire, please. Jesus Christ. Like,
Yeah.
you're Spanish Jesus, but now you're Spanish David. You're kind of in the Bible, but like nobody cares. But yeah, what do you think's up for Masvidal after this?
I think he's just gonna take another fight in the top 10. People are talking about Nate Diaz is probably his best option to make some money, but I think it's either that or if he wants to stay relevant, just fight another top 5. I think people were mentioning Leon Edwards would be a good one because I don't think they ever fought, even though they had their whole thing. Right?
Nope.
So that'd be great. I mean, restart some beef.
2-piece and a soda.
Restart some beef with Edwards and have the fight. No, I'm done.
Dude, just take one puff.
No.
I rolled it for you. Literally rolled
I
it.
can, man.
Gonna say no on camera?
Yes.
And only one of us is going downtown, so I don't understand what's wrong with you. But so another thing I want to go into is like people are taking L's all across the world, and one place that's taking the biggest L right now. Have you heard?
Where?
Fucking Brazil, 4,000 a day, bruh.
If you're talking about COVID hits, yeah, they're taking some rough
4,000
numbers,
deaths
man.
a day.
It's rough.
That's insane. And it's because they keep fucking, man. That's what I think.
It's a lot, man. It's
All those fine booties, you don't think they're getting around?
it's them getting it's them fucking. It's getting fucked by the government because they just don't give a fuck at this point. They're like, well, we're
No.
good up here. No, ivory tower. Y'all can just fucking deal with whatever you guys have to deal with. We're not.
But how
gonna help
long do you think they can keep it running for?
I don't know, man. I gotta check in with my cousin because she's Brazilian, right? So she's got family there and stuff. And so I
Is
wonder.
she hot?
What the fuck? Oh, it's my cousin. It's my younger cousin.
Oh, like second cousin or first cousin?
First cousin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
No worries. No
No
worries.
disrespect. Second
second
cousin.
Oh, yeah,
Let
yeah,
me
go
talk
ahead,
about
go
it.
ahead. Call
By
you.
marriage, I mean, come on.
Call you
As a
here.
stranger.
Yeah, right. But
She might be the best rebound you ever had.
motherfucker.
Yeah,
But
so
it's
continue
rough.
on. It's
Yeah, no,
crazy.
I'd have to talk with her, and I got some friends who are actually in Brazil, so I'd be interested to see what they're saying about the whole thing. But from what I know is that it's definitely hitting the poor parts of the country the most, and like really, really hard, right? Like they just don't have the resources to deal. Like imagine, I mean, you probably know what this is like, similar infrastructure in Iran, but like if you're in a small town, the major hospitals are at the fucking cities.
Yeah.
And if the city's like 3 hours, 4 hours away, you're not gonna get real help for
You
a long
dead,
time.
bruh.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
dead.
Right. So they're struggling with that I think for those reasons.
There's a story I want to go into, but maybe I'll leave it for later because just so we can just not make this morbid. But
sure, yeah.
Speaking of Iran, I don't know if you know anything about uranium. Uranium is actually used
Very
for
little.
Nuclear plants.
Okay.
And uranium is used to run nuclear plants. The power from uranium and the filtration that they have and the machinery. Just not going too into depth.
Yeah.
Basically, when you raise uranium, you're kind of flexing as a political power that, hey, my plants, they're not running at 30%,
Yeah.
which is supposedly what they're supposed to be running at.
Well, yeah. What they're wanting out of them.
They're running at 60% right now. So it's like whatever Iran's trying to do, I don't think they're actually trying to nuke people.
Yeah.
I think they're just trying to say to the states of recent, you know, just back off.
Yeah.
I think that's
right,
what's going on.
right.
I just don't think that that's the right way to do it, though.
You
Because
think?
you look like a villain.
Do you think that happened because of the new incoming president? Because of Biden, Democrats are typically pretty war friendly.
Very war friendly. Right? I mean, watch us fucking start making wars right away. This guy's not going to be able to finish fucking speeches, but we're going to go into 17 wars. Guaranteed.
He'll pull out of Afghanistan, though.
Yeah, because there's nothing left. We own the complete region. All those poppy seeds have a lot of fucking security guard around them. Bunch of Navy SEALs, huh?
So do you think that's why that's why maybe Iran's doing that whole flex?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, where in the Middle East have they not bombed? Israel and all the Arabic countries that are united with their central banks. I mean, all those Arab countries are like, you think they're not? Like Kuwait, you don't think Kuwait has political inputs with other fucking with UAE? Like, are you kidding me? They're all owned together. They're all just different cousins. But long story short, Iran is the pinnacle of that area, because you look at Syria, you look at Pakistan, you look at
Jordan,
Afghanistan, Jordan, Yemen. All these places are in. They're basically free states. Yeah, they're like, if you walk through it, there's no law and legislation. It's like people are just surviving, and there's a bunch of fucking missiles and guns and
yeah.
It's not. It's a place you want to run away from.
After Iran, which would be like the next best in condition?
After Iran?
Watch out.
You're saying after Iran?
Yeah. You said like Iran, like the pinnacle. So like, which one would be like right after?
I think Pakistan would be. They want to go south because they all like anything Arabic. They own it. Egypt is fucking done. Right? Yeah. Egypt is long gone.
Yeah.
And then you look at going west through like the Arabs and the Dubais and all these places, and they're obviously very welcoming of Biden and the whole Pentagon and you know what I'm saying, like Western power.
Okay.
They're completely open to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the time. They have UFC events there. Like, you know what I mean?
Like,
So I don't think that's a power. I just think it's Iran, and basically either quieting or working together with Russia and China. Basically, they own the world. Africa's not even a presence. Right. South America is rarely a presence. Australia is not a presence. Mm-hmm. Australia is a fucking ally. Europe is mostly allies, and then you have Russia and you have China, and you kind of have to suck down to China eventually. Like, China's gonna be slowly after this COVID. I see China becoming a bigger superpower than America. People
have been theorizing as to not if that's gonna happen, but when.
Absolutely. Production.
People have long speculated that. Well, because they already have it, but people have long speculated.
How much more is China's GDP than us? Than not us, but America.
Not much. It's pretty close. Actually, I think the States might be the number one still.
Regardless, they're both in it to win it.
Oh yeah, no. So like people definitely like at one point. Like I said, it's just not an if, because most people think that they will. It's just when. At which point do you think that China will start overtaking the States? Not only just like pure raw potential in production, but in other things that they weren't strong in with. So military, for example, not just size of like boots on the ground, but like technology, like with regards to tech in the army. Like at what point will they catch up to the States and the developments that they're making?
So speaking of Egypt and like these Arabic countries, man, Egypt. Remember we were talking about the Suez Canal?
Yes.
And
so
it impounded. Egypt basically impounded that ship that was stuck in the sand.
Yeah.
So how long? Do you know anything about that?
So from what I've heard, and it's little, but from what I've heard is that the impoundment is a standard thing to do in this business. So these ship companies and ship operators have these like very, very large insurance basically like setups, like really really big, because they have to insure not only for themselves, but they have to insure for the individual cargo that's in the ship sometimes, right? And they're also carrying on people who have insured things on the ship, because when you get something sent somewhere through like DHL, FedEx, UPS, or whatever, you can pay to have that freight insured. So if you're paying them to insure it, that thing's on the boat. They have to. Yeah, it's just a series. It starts expanding too much. So it's like saying if you owe me $5, but then you owe a bunch of people like more money, it just gets exponentially huge. And so from what I've heard in these situations, the insurance companies at the end of the whole thing, at the end of the chain, will usually take the entire ship and hold it, because there's just too much to go through when it comes to that.
Right. Makes sense. Checks out. So another discovery that's happened recently is that because when they drill the ground, right, we think like, what do they do with this? So when they drill the ground, they don't drill like a fucking
Oh yeah, it's not like a drill press.
3/4 fucking bit, bro. It's
like a foot.
Fucking
foot, 2
hole
feet,
through the ground, bro.
Yeah, it's big.
And they're coming across different particles and different like compounds that were together.
Yeah.
One thing that they found is they found earth with iron that had a different structural change to it
versus what they found before.
Versus just iron regularly in other layers.
Okay.
And basically it what it shows is like a cooling and a heating process, so like an ice age. So they found not only the first ice age that they were talking about, they found a second ice age.
Okay.
So what does that mean? An ice age can go through differences in animals. So, first one, actually after the dinosaurs, it was an ice age.
Yep.
Right? And then you had like the mammoths and stuff, which were, I guess, semi-dinosaurs or like prehistoric animals, I guess. I don't know what kind of category they would be in.
They are more related. They are related to elephants.
Yeah.
So I mean, they kind of like, it does come after prehistoric creatures.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so cool, man. Like just the idea of time traveling to see these things happen is just insane. Like, can you even imagine how many things you'd be answered? Like, would you even be able to, after you see these things, like in time, let's say, as stupid as this is, just go along with it. Do you ever think you can actually talk to somebody? Like, can you connect with a girl after that?
Like back in your normal time?
Like, yeah, like let's say you time traveled.
So you're saying like if I were to, but then when I come back.
When you come back, do you think you can ever connect with anybody? No way. You're a lone wolf. You're chasing a high that you'll never reach.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially unless you take that person again, that person with you, and you guys go time travel. But like, it's basically like doing heroin with a girl. You know what I'm saying?
Can't relate.
It's the most exquisite high ever, but it's also something that you'll always chase. You can never
makes sense.
Get away from it, right? Yeah. Once you travel time, I mean, what is there on Earth? What do you want? Like, material things don't even matter at that point, right? Time, you've traveled time. You're almost a god.
You would be to do that.
You would be to do that, exactly, because you've escaped regular human characteristics, right? Going aside from that, it kind of makes sense. Going back to the layer, it kind of makes sense though, because if you really think about it, there was the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
There was actually single cell organisms.
Sure.
And then there was dinosaurs, and then there was an ice age, and there was like the mammoth and the saber-toothed tiger and these prehistoric animals that weren't dinosaurs yet, but they were more prehistoric than our current ones.
Yes.
And another ice age, and then humans and regular animals. And then Adam and Eve is talking about that time, not fucking 2 fucking ice ages ago. So what's up? Pope DM me. What's good? Hashtag let's get it right. We got a believer in the house. Do you believe in OnlyFans? Like, do you believe it exists?
Yes, I believe it exists.
And you've seen the hard times. I mean, you've gone from working at work to working at your room, right? For work, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you know the severity of like COVID.
Yes.
It's fucking crazy,
It's
man.
fucking nuts, man.
It's crazy out there. I mean, it's a real life apocalypse.
Almost. This is like a mild. This is like the boring apocalypse.
I mean, it's an epidemic, isn't it?
Pandemic.
Pandemic.
Yeah.
What did I say? Epidemic. What does that mean?
It's close.
Okay.
It's
All
close.
right. Well,
Pandemic.
as I learn English.
Pandemic is just larger.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So epidemic would be like if we had a disease that we just made up here and it only was in Vancouver. Say epidemic.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Would you ever let your chick do OnlyFans?
We talked about this already.
If it was so bad you were out of work, and living with your parents wasn't an option.
So she just straight up needs money. We need money.
We need money.
Yeah.
And you can't work. You cannot find a job.
Okay. And she's down with this? Not like down, but she's like, I understand.
She's down. You know, I think you're asking too many questions. If my girl was saying this, I would say yes. Let me be the cameraman, and we'll go through all these role play scenarios, and I'll POV fuck the shit out of you, and we'll make a bunch of money. I'm down. That's not even a question.
That's
I'm
a bit different.
fucking my girl,
It's
and
not
people
even,
are
well,
watching.
hold on a second. But that's not she's doing OnlyFans. That's you two are doing OnlyFans.
Okay, but you don't have to. You don't have to be.
Because I think there's a difference. Like,
You think so? I think it'd be pretty similar.
no, there's a difference.
I think actually sex might be when
And
you more people watch porn than OnlyFans.
But what I mean is, in one you are participating, and in one you are not.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. For some people, that would make a difference.
Oh, for sure. But I think
It's one thing if you only your girl is just doing OnlyFans.
I think it's actually easier if your girl's only doing OnlyFans instead of because when you're fucking, it's like she's getting fucked.
People like watching that.
That's first of all, I think that's more money, right? Because let's be honest, a stripping service, it works like this, honey. You go in there, some girl taps you on the shoulder, or she rings a little message, and then you say, okay, well, I'm gonna start with taking off my bra. I need $10, guys.
Sure.
And like 20 dudes fucking get $50. And then it goes, and then it's like, oh, my friend is here. Oh,
Is that how it works?
hey.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, of course. And then he brings in his fucking schlong of an arm. That's his fucking cock, and then they start
Third leg.
going. But yeah, so like they build up to it. So I mean, I would want that. Why would you want your girl to be by herself, man?
No, I wouldn't. Is what I'm saying. Like it would be easier. So I said like that.
And
would
like
make
you
a
can
difference.
go real anonymous with that shit. You can all put on wigs and shit.
No, I know. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm saying that one's easier.
Way
I would-
easier.
That's why I was asking because
sure.
I'm like it.
It's not even a thing.
Mhm.
What do you know about net neutrality? You
I
tell
remember
me.
it was
You
a
tell me.
yeah. I'll tell you what. No, it's not. Again, it's not too much, but I heard about it a while ago, like years ago, back when it was a bigger thing. There's a few bills in the U.S. One like called PIPA, the other one was called SOPA. Already forget what the abbreviation stand for, but basically it was kind of like a Freedoms of Information Act where they were trying to restrict, or rather open up privacy protections for things with regarding to like the internet. So stuff like
You're struggling with this.
no, I
and
am
it's
because
the
I don't
weed.
remember much. I don't know if it's just like a
Is
straight.
it the weed, or you think you're struggling? You don't know much.
It's both.
I think you actually know a lot more than you think you know. I
Not
think
on
you
this
just-
one. I'm not from. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's the weed.
So I
That's
don't
the
remember.
weed.
But like, basically, if I can like sum up what I'm thinking, it has to do with either the acts as open paper restricted people. So you want to have more. So net neutrality would be like giving more power to the people, is what I understand with regards to like privacy, being able to protect themselves when they're on the internet and not having to worry about companies taking their information without them asking and stuff like that.
Yeah, but companies do take their information, no?
I know, but that's what people would strive towards in net neutrality would be to like make that
Do you
less
agree
of a thing.
with it?
With what?
To do that?
To take information?
To take or not take? What would you rather?
Not take for sure.
Not take for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Why
yeah.
is that?
I value my privacy, right?
Okay, but do you really think you have privacy?
I have a right not to be watched at home. Does that make sense?
But do you think you're being watched at home?
No.
Do you think you ever were? You don't think there's any kind of collection of your data?
No, I mean like physically, not
Oh,
like on the
okay,
computer.
okay.
This is,
Maybe
this is what I'm getting to.
Yeah,
This is what I'm
okay.
getting to because I'm like, I don't have to worry about being physically watched when I'm home. Like,
Yeah,
I know that no dude is like on a camera watching me, or there's
right.
no like all-seeing power that can watch my room and watch me
Yeah.
jerk off and shit. So that same thing applied to like being on the internet. I would want that. I would want that same level of privacy when I'm on the internet.
Yeah,
I understand that's not realistic and that's not happening
but
right
you
now.
got
But
like
that's
an
what I would want.
IP and like these VPNs that they're like handing out for free. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
they're not like people think you need to be on like one VPN. Dog, sometimes you got to be on like 7 VPNs.
So I think isn't that what net neutrality is? What do you?
Yeah, so basically VPN is it covers you from giving out your IP.
Okay.
So your IP includes location,
Okay.
what kind of
Yeah.
all your information
Sure.
basically. That's how they find out who you are.
And this is what net neutrality is based about.
It's fairly it's not it's based within net neutrality. So net neutrality is like okay, like freedom of use of all internet, all software
Okay.
without
Okay.
getting
Okay.
followed and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
That's the basic idea of what it is. Now VPNs are like a way of them helping, for the process of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But obviously they make fucking money, man. There's VPNs that cost like fucking
A lot of money.
hundreds
Yeah.
of dollars,
Sure.
But yeah, so if around town, have you ever seen these roadblocks and shit?
No, I haven't seen them yet.
Oh, dude,
You
I
saw
was-
one?
Yo, I
Where?
went through one.
Where?
I went through one. United and fucking Pine Tree.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right there, right where you work.
Yeah.
Right there, dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right there, they're pulling people over and they're asking, and this was a day before they even announced doing it.
What were they asking?
They were asking where you're going. It's 7 in the morning. Where the fuck do you think I'm going? I'm going to work, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, why is your work outside of your neighborhood? So you're telling me your work is not outside your neighborhood?
Yeah. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. What is this, Nazi camps, bro? What's going on?
Okay, dude.
What's going on?
Nazi camps.
Bro, this is ridiculous. This guy's asking me, like, you know what they said, right? They said that they're going to be outside, they're going to be east of Hope
Mm-hmm.
and west of Squamish.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the
Yes.
initial... What? What are you doing in Coquitlam, bitch?
Well, that's what they're going back to, because they mentioned that they were going to have it by health authorities, and then they decided to combine Fraser Health and Coastal Health to make it one region.
Yeah, but that exactly. So that shouldn't even be... We shouldn't... Inside this health region, we shouldn't be roadblocked for this.
Mm-hmm.
You want a roadblock for alcohol, go right ahead. You want a roadblock for drugs, go right ahead. But why are you roadblocking asking me
Well, you said
7
this-
in the morning?
You said this was before it got announced, right?
This is before it got announced.
So maybe that's why, because they're just had no fucking idea what the real what they actually wanted.
Dude, somebody had to call that for that to be done. There's no two cops can't just make a roadblock.
No, I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, the cops are just listening to whatever the fuck their
Exactly.
dispatch
So
telling
who
them,
the
right?
fuck told
Yeah.
them to do it even before it was announced?
So I think whoever issued that order
This
like
is
fucked up.
dark.
I think they fucked up. I think they're just like they probably heard it.
Maybe.
I just think they probably heard the rumor of what's gonna happen, and they decided to just like try it as a pilot to see how it would be received.
I think maybe
I think
it was
someone
for
fucked
collection.
up, right? I think someone.
It was either collection or you think somebody fucked up, huh?
I think somebody fucked up, and they went a bit too far there.
But yeah, man. Tonight was a wild night, man.
Yeah, it was
Wild night. A lot of fun.
good fight.
It's sad though, man. I got a sad feeling about Masvidal, man. Like that didn't feel right.
He didn't look that great.
He didn't, but I was sad to see him not perform to his abilities.
I know you wanted yeah, you wanted Savage
I
Masvidal.
want him to I saw it for Rose, but I didn't see that coming. I didn't see
Right.
Rose winning for real.
I didn't. Well, yeah, especially off that a high kick.
It was
I
it
didn't
was
see
a
that, no
light
way.
one. Like if it was like if she like ran into it like
Yeah.
Krav Maga it and like she
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
went
yeah.
one side and
Yeah.
then fucking rolled like Brazilians and shit,
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be like, okay, she's
Fine, fair enough.
getting some type of
Sure,
crazy
sure,
torque.
Sure.
But dude, it was a fucking tap.
Mm.
It was a fucking tap. That's why I said is a combination of what you said, that she was on her tiptoes.
Yeah, she was on one foot. I
And
think.
she was in the worst position to get hit.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you she got hit in training camp.
Yeah, I think that's
For
true.
sure.
That's that's happened actually quite a few times, even in like boxing. Guys will come in basically already like kind of fucked up on fight night
yeah.
because they got knocked out the week before or some shit.
Yeah.
And then later on, you'll find out they're like, oh yeah, this guy he got rocked in camp a few times or whatever.
It's sad. It's sad to see legends pass away. But
I think Wiley will bounce back though from that.
who?
Wiley. I
I,
think
I didn't like how she took a L.
yeah, me neither. Actually, I didn't like that.
She was just like, what do you like? Either she was out to the point where she was
Going to be
retarded.
slept. Yeah.
Yeah, where so like life isn't making sense to her,
Yeah.
or she's a fucking cunt.
Yeah.
There's two ways
Could be
of
or
it going.
Could be a little bit of both.
Yeah, man. Honestly, man, like she's a fucking savage.
Yep.
And any last thoughts, bro?
Good night. Good fights. Good talk. Good shit. We had quite a few people watching, so that's pretty decent. Hopefully.
Yeah, man.
make it
Shout
bigger
out
next
to
time.
shout out to our friends that
Hot,
were
yeah. Shout out to our friends. Shout out to Hod Gadling.
yeah,
It's 2 events in a row now.
yeah,
Hope to make him a regular.
yeah, and everybody else, man. Everybody else become a fucking regular.
Share this to
bro.
your friends when
You
you,
know
have a
what I mean?
chance.
It's all good, you know. Don't be a stranger to nothing. You know what I'm saying? Listen to this song. Think about that pussy that escaped your mind, and just fall in love with life again, man. That's it. That's it. We're out.
Peace.